We are underway. Cleveland going to try to make this first attempt here, but Florida not too far behind. And looking over to the P2 side, already going to be Honor, who's going to just hop on in there and is just going to pitch a tent. But he's going to get beamed off, actually. Number 3, that was going to be Kill Money, who's actually beamed them off. They're not going to take advantage of that kill, though. So, weird situations. Honor's just going to go right back. And he's going to get killed again, I guess. I guess Cleveland just not going to be holding on to this for the time being. Spawns do flip, and now Florida will have control of this P2, but they are not getting any help over on P1. Cleveland have full control.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Cleveland, now you just kind of have to soak up this P1 time for the rest of it, since you did lose spawns 4 new, and now maybe try to push that out. But, I mean, all things considered, they're going to get probably close to 40 seconds here on this P1, as Germ is going to go down. So, yeah, I mean, you have 47 seconds here on P1, so yes, you do get a P2 spawns, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Even if they get full 6, you're only down 13, so we'll see if they're able to break here. Zark finding one does get traded out.
Tunnel spawn still going to be in favor of Florida for the time being, so Cleveland have a lot of work to do, but you are right there. They got so much of that P1 hill where this hill doesn't essentially matter, so do your best to get in the hill, but I'm honestly okay if you chalk it early. If I am Cleveland here, I'm totally okay with them going next here pretty early, and they might just do so. We'll have to wait and see. They are going to post up here and try to get a couple of kills. One more push out of them might just do the trick here, but it looks like German found their way through the backside. Going to try to find a kill, but Ziz does end up winning that fight. Hawk going to try to cause some damage up, and down low. We'll find 2, but it's going to be Florida still holding on. It's going to be a desperate push here coming in from Civil, but Civil is going to get found out. So over to P3 we go. Cleveland will have this rotation.
And Hawk here kind of playing more back and does get traded out there, as it looks like maybe they had a chance to pinch that for the last 20 to 25 seconds or so. He was playing for a streak, and now Florida is actually transitioning these kills over toward P3. So, I mean, if you're Cleveland, you're fine with giving up the 58 seconds on P2, but you want it to be set up here for P3. That doesn't happen. Florida goes right through the front door. They do have the setup now, and Cleveland will have to find their way in. Looks like they're trying to push so much further than that mid-map, as they're now spawning on the P2 side. So this is actually a spot early here for Cleveland where things could get out of hand. They got to get some traction here soon.
Yeah, I mean, look, the P2 doesn't matter, but you have to win the P3 rotation at the very least in this position. And Cleveland are just not able to do so, and they are not finding a way in. So they're probably just going to cut their losses here. They are spawning way out, and they just need to move on. But Hawk may have found an opening here. Is going to find one, going to try to find a second. Can't do so. Super rare. With the quick cleanup there, keeps Florida's time in hand, but the most random nade I think I've ever seen in my life. Gets a TK and will actually cost Florida about 50 seconds worth of time. Now rotation battle over to next. It looks like Cleveland will at least have this one.
Yeah, but the kills go
Maybe not.
the way of Florida, and this is big for them because they had lost that P3 rotation pretty convincingly when they should have had it, but now they break themselves back in. So the opening time going the way of Florida here, and we'll see as a potential pinch will come in for Zark after the spawn for him. Spawn's a little bit weird right now. The kill still going the way of Florida. Last up is Z's. He gets taken down. That is a clean wipe. And if you're Cleveland, at what point do you think about looking over towards the P5? They need a 460 in the worst way. We'll see if they elect to do so.
Florida just running away with this at the moment. All kills, all time going their direction. So now over to P5 we go. And this is once again another Cleveland rotation win. But the question is, can they hold it? They have not been able to do so at all this map. They've been winning all the rotation battles, but we're able to get the kills. But a glimmer of hope there as a couple of kills go their way. But Zark trying to find a way through. Full 60 could be possible here for Cleveland, but they got to hold on. And the splits are going to come on in here for Florida here. Trying to find a kill here is Super Rare. Germ does find one in the middle there, so they're going to have some garage control. Super is going to finally kill him when he finds one. It's going to be up to Hawk, and now Florida just got to go. Spawn is P3, and then Laundry here for Cleveland, but it's going to get taken care of here. Hawk doing a good job staying alive for the time being. I don't know about this Chow, and Florida have not pushed up in time, but Hawk gets killed anyway, so it's going to be a bit of a battle here for this P5. Super Rare going to hop on in. Just finishes the kill, but it gets picked off there by Civil. But this time is white, and white time is good time here for Florida, but they will end up getting the last 30.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. White time is good time for Florida, and now they're actually going to hop on here for the last 30 seconds. This has not been a good stretch here for Cleveland, as they are just getting out-killed right now, outslayed in the kill feed, and not able
15
to lock
seconds,
in
what are you
a full
doing?
60. That time does go the way of Cleveland for the last of it, but already down about 100 points. It's going to be closer to 90 after the first set of rotations. And Florida, I think number one actually in Zark. I thought he was gonna play for that P2. He actually backs up. So nobody over at P2 right now, but these teams playing for P1. Cleveland really can't afford to not play for P1 here.
Yeah, they're just going to have to do their best here. If they're not going to go for P2, the best bet here is to have as good of a P1 as you had in the beginning of the map. Not doing so well in that department, though. As 3 go down right off the rip. It's going to be up to Ziz to try to make a play. But Ziz not in a good position to do so, and Germ will just completely obliterate them. So now over to P2 we go, and Zark is starting to fry here over towards the God Step, but the wall bang cleans them up. And for the time being, Florida also have the rotation super rare. And Cleveland is just not going for it. It looks like they are now, but Civil is going to get cleaned up here. So this is trouble here for Cleveland, as it's going to be Florida with the rotation. They're not going to care all about the rest of this time. Cleveland will get the scrap time, possibly get to that 100-point mark. Actually, no. Germ is going to hop on in and get it instead. So now a full-on blitz rush happening over towards that P2, but Florida are already there. This is going to be possibly over here, Ty.
I mean, Cleveland is just getting out-rotated right now, almost on every hill. And this is going to be really their downfall here. They're going to need to take out the 4 ARs and keep them cooking if they want to try to break this hill, because, as you said, Florida can win on this P2. We'll see if they're able to do this. The push is going to come through the tunnel. We know how hard it is to push this, but Gamani not finishing that kill. Maybe the opening here for Cleveland as one gets below. Popping up the time momentarily is super rare, but he finds 3. He finds all 4. Super rare with all 4. They go back to base and now gonna have to rush the tunnel again.
So Florida not able to win off of this hill anymore, but I mean, you're talking about a 4-second difference at this point. So one break will do it coming out of P2, and there's still a lot more hills to go. Cleveland haven't even hit 100 points yet. So Cleveland have to be better than perfect to try to bring this one back, but this is looking pretty over here. Cleveland are going to try to get the rotation anyway, but they are not getting it done right now. Killamani is getting it done themselves with a couple of kills towards the back, trying to fight Hawk. Can't do so. Super rare. Going to try to be there for the cleanup. Cleveland do have a shot at this. 2 players on the hill, 1 guarding the mid, 1 in the back. Super rare. Gonna try to be the first line of engagement. He's gonna get naded out though, but Germ has stuck through the back. There's 1. Looking for 2. There's 2. Looking for a 3rd. Can't get it done. Hawk with good defense there. So Cleveland gonna finally hit triple digits, but too little too late.
And Super rare has a cruise that maybe thinks about investing here. Looks like they're gonna shallow this through the front though. He finds 1, looking for a 2nd, does get traded out. But there's still a chance here for Florida to get on in. Cleveland holding on for dear life for the time being. Getting over that 100-point mark. They will not be 100-point club, but Florida now hitting that rotation over toward New. They will look to win it here on P4.
Yeah, it looks like the rotation is going to be nice and clean here for Florida. I mean, Cleveland kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Couldn't really rotate because they knew if they give it that time, Florida would be able to just hop on it and take the game. But now they're just going to abandon all and just head on over here because they know that they are going to be set up. 17 seconds. They got to avoid them getting. So now Ziz is going to find apartments and at least clear that out. But Killamani is going to be there for the quick cleanup here. And Cleveland are spawning way out. They are in some trouble here. 1 player pinned in apartments. The rest trying to work their way up through the mid side. 5 seconds left here. And Zark is doing all the work as well as Super Rare trying to find that 2nd one. It just does not matter for Cleveland. Florida Puppeteers in dominant fashion are going to take map 1.
Yeah, Florida, I mean, did that as good as you could, and for Cleveland, just a mistake early that really was the tail for that map. You get like 40 or 7 seconds.
Karachi SND. Florida looking to just keep things moving right along, but here we go. It's going to be Florida on the attacking side of things, and it looks like they're going to head over to this B site. See if they can find first blood here. First blood is actually going to go over towards Cleveland, but Zark, great positioning here. He's going to find 1. Doesn't know there's no one by the barrier. Is going to fall out, but Germ has the call out and does have the kill as well. 3v2 situation. Great retake of the site here for Florida. And now Honor and Civil going to have to work their way over from the A site on over towards B. Zark in a great position, but I think the position is known here. Civil's going to bide the time. Going to shoulder. Going to try to get the camera. Not able to get the better of it, and smartly runs away here. Zark on the chase, but Cleveland just trying to group up.
Just got to find a pick to maybe open this up, and it's so many positions you got to clear out. 3u1 now. And once you get that bomb down over at that site, if you're on defense, you are just put in such a disadvantage. There's so many little headies you can get on so many positions. You know there's probably going to be a player bridge side, but sometimes there's not much you can really do about it anyway. Florida, get that bomb down, get the round 1 quickly. Good job for them.
Yeah, well done for Florida. First blood went down pretty quick here for Cleveland, but they did such a good job of getting those 2 kills. And Hawk kind of played that in not the best way possible. Let's just say that much. They were kind of heading on the barriers. I know they wanted to try to get the trade, but you got to wonder if there's a player coming in from that side, if it is going to be a market push. But they were not able to capitalize on it, ultimately paid with their life. So over to B again is going to be Cleveland here. Hawk with the bomb. Doesn't have a lot of support at the moment. Got to keep an eye out for that. But they are going to try to play this slow and look for initial picks here. Civil has P1 covered at the moment, but Germ, look at this hold. Finds the kill, and that is bomb dropped. Honor going to have to work down from the top to try to recover this bomb, and Germ is just going to win that gunfight anyway, and that is going to be a quick one there for the Puppeteers, and they're up 2-0.
I mean, Florida finds that opening pick within 10 seconds of the round, and from that point on, Florida really able to be aggressive. I mean, you've seen Germ literally hopping over in the market, finding a kill for absolutely free, and then finding a second as well. Cleveland looks like they might be shocked and maybe a little bit stunned after how that first map went, as Florida is clicking right now on all cylinders. They have a chance to go up 3-0 here. We'll see if they can do so.
Tough stuff here for Cleveland. Tough start indeed. 2-0. Florida with the bomb now. Looks like going to be another kind of 2-1-1 setup here across the map with B being the target. Super Rare going to get some info there onto Hawk with that stun grenade. Ziz also going to be one nearby, and Germ just picks up Hawk again near the same spot. Smoke going to go down. B is going to be essentially free. Ziz is waiting by the barrier, though. So Ziz is going to pop on out. Tries to get the kill. Hipfire goes down. Can't quite find it. Runs out of... Oh, no! Runs out of ammo. And Germ picks up the kill anyway. Zark will get a trade up top, and this bomb goes down for essentially free. Civil will find 1 kill, though. It is a 1v1. Trying to find Zark here. Is just going to go for the bomb, though, with a stun. It is a great play out of Civil. Defuses down. Is Zark smart enough to check this? The stun is going to be there for the check, but he has to get there in time, and is not going to do so. Civil with a smart play to win that round for Cleveland. That was looking dire, but they are on the board.
I mean, element of surprise there. If you are on the side of Cleveland, right? Like, and that's a spot for Florida where they had the numbers, and that chaos around the bomb site actually kind of hurt them. They were originally planner had to get away from that, and then the timing was just not there because you had, you know, Germ got that bomb down, but ends up getting traded out very quickly. 1v1 situation, and again, the ice there on the side of Cleveland. You get the round on the board and see what goes on. They're going for an all-out A hit to see if they can clear this out.
First blood there coming in from Zark, but is going to get traded out. Hawk with a little love that towards the end, but Super has that top AC control. Bomb can still get planted over towards that office side, and Super not going to check their back. Civil will find the kill there, but Killamani with a quick trade. Bomb planted down over on the A. 2v2 situation here. Germ finds 1. Killamani has the location of Hawk down. The call out is in, so now just going to be a bit of a squeeze here to try to get this kill and then get this plant. Germ going to be coming in from above. Killamani, though, doesn't need the help. Will find the kill. Will find the defuse. Florida maintain their lead.
And this map right now, you're seeing offensively, the offensive teams are able to get the bomb down really, really quickly. They're putting pressure on the defense to make a play. If Florida does there with the retake. But it's just been interesting to see how kind of free these bomb sites have been for the offensive side. I think Florida had 1 player over toward this site. When he got taken down, the bomb goes down quickly. But again, nice retake from them. We'll see if the defensive strategy switches up, though, from these 2 sides after offense has been pretty good here at the start.
And Cleveland just got to find some type of spark here to get things moving along. I mean, after a hard point like that, losing a search and destroy in a similar fashion is just not going to be good for the mental going into control. So, got to kind of turn on the burners a little bit here. Killamani could try to find the early nade. I don't think that got all the way through, and Civil is going to end up finding Zark for their trouble. Gonna try to find a second as well. Killamani going to get some shots down. Civil, though, playing smart, though, not taking shallows that they need to. Has the locations, going to call it out. Super Rare. Got to move up top for the time being.
Spread right now from Cleveland, but they have the info on these players over toward this red side, and we'll see what Florida elects to do. Maybe trying to push through this mid-map. What time do they top rope? Finding 1. That is going to be Killamani as they go down. Bomb down as well. The timing not there. Just players don't spot each other. Super Rare finds 1 on the Honor, and Germ finds 1 on the Disease as well. Makes it a 2v2. Civil, though, where Germ left in a 1v2. He's traded out. I gotta say, by the way, a lot of subs out on this map, which, I mean, I know Karachi, obviously one of the better subs maps, but for Search and Destroy, a little bit surprising. Germ there from long range, can't do anything with the sub.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just banking on the fact that they're going to just kind of run around, excuse me, get the early kills and not have to worry too much about these long-range gunfights because they're not playing slow enough for it to matter. But you are right. There are probably more subs than you would want on this map, but it is working up until this point there for Florida. I mean, I question that Chow from Top Church for sure. But for the most part, everything else has been working. But Cleveland, at least keeping this close for the time being.
Back on the offensive side as well. Once again, having some maps right here. Civil going to get active early, finds one, does get traded out, but a good job to at least get one. And now you pulled some players for Florida onto that side of the map. So does this allow you to get the bomb down over at B? It's Killy looking for some info. He's going to spot the player up top, but it's a nice little bait there to get them down. Now it's 3v2 advantage here for Cleveland. You got eyes on Zark in the back as well. Super Rare also gets spotted, so you have all the information you need. Super Rare with the kill, but a 2v2.
2v2 situation with the bomb down here for Cleveland. And they're just going to hold on tight. You see Ziz playing over towards that red side a little bit there. Over to Church, excuse me. Zark going to try to make this play under the tunnel. Try to get towards the back. Looks for Hawk. Does find him. And now it's up to Ziz, who's going to be playing that top third position. Super Rare knows it. So a couple shots being fired. Oh, but a good check. Look at the wrong way. And now with a submachine gun, Zark going to have to try to make a play. Ziz just going to play the time. Ziz is going to hold on tight for this one. Zark will get the kill, but it's too late. Man, that round could have absolutely gone Florida's way, but that's what happens when you look the wrong direction.
But another situation, too, with, like, they have two subs in the map in that 2v1, which makes it a little bit harder. Super Rare gets the positioning, but yeah, as you said, not looking the right way. And then in a 1v1, when the other player has the height advantage and the AR, going to be tough. Actually ends up getting the kill in the end. Does Zark, but not enough time. Cleveland ties it up at 3-3.
Cleveland doing a good job at least bringing this one back and making it respectable at the very least. Florida, this is probably where they're going to kind of slap themselves a little bit here, get themselves back into the swing of things. Another B push. Here we go. Hawk is going to find that first kill. A bit of a lazy spot there for Killimani. Not check it over by that platform first. So now 3v4 situation here for Florida, but Super Rare is going to be there to grab a trade onto Honor. So now a bit of a spread here as Cleveland are starting to kind of close the gap a little bit, but that is just such good bullets there onto Zark. Civil will find the kill. Ziz with a follow-up. So it's going to be up to Super Rare in a 1v3. This is good team play here out of Cleveland.
Ah, shots off the ball. Now they know where he is. It's Civil. I believe that's who that was with the kill in the end. Cleveland takes the lead in this Search and Destroy. Like I said, I think if they want to win the series, gonna have to do it through the way of Search and Destroy, and they have been playing these last few rounds very, very well. Nice shots there on the Super Rare. And you already see Florida making an adjustment as well. Super Rare back on the AR there. So maybe the pace slows down a little bit in these next few rounds. As kind of start, they were flying at each other, but we'll have to see what happens. Cleveland back on the offensive side.
Back we go here for Cleveland, looking to expand on the first lead they've had in the entire series, more or less. So try to move on over towards A. There's only one player there for Florida there to put any stop to this, but now Germ. Take might have a clue now, starting to move on over. Germ gets found out, though, so now Zark can make a call out. The rest of Florida going to push on up and clear the street. Zark gets a good initial kill. I think it's a bomb drop, but Civil is going to be there to pick it up, and Zark is going to clean up there. I'm not sure where Civil was. I don't know if they dropped down from the top or grabbed the bomb, but either way, they're going to pay the price. It's going to be up to Ziz in a 1v3. Might get some good timing here onto Killimani. Or maybe not. Killimani going to drop on out. So now just going to kind of look for anybody to deal damage to for the time being, but is going to get spotted from Super Rare from the top. So Ziz just going to try to do their best. 38 seconds on the clock.
Got to try to isolate some of these players and maybe a chance here. Zark, though, getting that kill. Florida. Get one back, tie this up at 4, and the Search going the distance like we thought really the series might, and I think both of these teams are kind of, been feeling each other out for the first couple rounds, but now it seems like, you know, it's a lot more. There's a lot more structure to their games defensively as well. Like I think the defense is kind of figuring out what the offense wants to do. And now we are in a 4-4 situation here. As Zark 10-3 with that sub for Florida.
Doing God's work there is Zark. I mean, I wish I could tell you if the rest of the team needs to pick it up right now, but I'm seeing 1-0, 2-0, 0-1 across the board, so kind of hard to tell you. I mean, Germ 7-5, respectable. Would be good to match the energies 4-4 right now, but quick kill puts Cleveland up top on the round for the time being. Florida's still going to slow this one down, trying to find some initial picks. Hawk is going to be the one holding on to that plat. Everybody else just kind of spread across the map, trying to see if there's any rotations happening. German's going to get spotted, but no bullets found onto them. Everyone just hanging tight for the time being.
Cleveland has gotten themselves back in the search and destroy via the first blood, and now actually making it a 4v2 as well. Honor, does he spot these players through the system? I don't think so, but the information there now, 4v1. Killy in a 1v3 now, but taken down, and Cleveland misfires. Go to map point, and once again, just being able to get the first bloods as much as they kind of have in the second half of the search and destroy is really propelled them. A lot of the times, Florida is just putting themselves in a position where they cannot get traded, and I know on a map like Karachi, sometimes it is hard to put yourself in a position to get traded, but just not able to really get anything going for the time being. Cleveland back on the attack, looking to close this one out.
See if they can get it done. It'd be such a good map win after a pretty hard start to the series. And that Skid Row hard point. Over to B we go once again for Cleveland. Nade's going to fly on in. Connor's going to get spotted up top. Zark is going to fall first, though. Super not going to be able to do much here. He's just going to fall under Church and just kind of wait and see what happens. Smoke goes down over towards B. Should be a pretty easy play here for Ziz. No cutoff man to help for Florida. So now limited time to work with here is Florida as they look to retake the site and get the defuse. Hawk in a great position trying to catch Germ up top. Super tries to go for the aggressive chow underneath. Can't do it. Now Germ is going to get found out as well, and this is looking over here. Kilmani 1v4, no time on the clock whatsoever. Cleveland misfires have hit the regain button, and they have tied up the series at 1.
Once again, I mean, that round right there, they get the first blood, or are able to get that bomb down to apply the pressure, and from that point on, I mean, Florida can't really do anything. Germ once again, yeah, there was a lot of times. It's going to be a question
of can they get A, and if they can't, how many ticks can they get? But here we go. We are loaded in. The series is tied at 1 here at our Silver Pre-Made East matchup here tonight on the COD Rec League channel. But a couple of kills kicks off for Cleveland, make it 3. Good start there for Cleveland here on the defensive side, but Germ has found a hole in, but the rest of Florida are actually moving over towards B. If Germ wins the gunfight here, which they won't, would have been big for them.
You did allow your team to move off the map though and get on B, because the problem with Invasion is, you know, everybody likes to go A off the rip to see if they can steal. If you go 4 down and they have pressure over
oh
you
my
get put in the spawn trap immediately as Hawk with nice shots with that Rival 9. But because Germ stays alive over the A side, they are allowed to move up the map. And now a spot where maybe Cleveland can start putting Florida in that spawn trap.
Yeah, spawn trap trying to be applied here on that B side. Florida, meanwhile, going to try to break on through, but they are not fully going as a team here. They're actually going to try to get a kill on the bridge first, and actually, the kills go their way. Ziz is going to hold down Dark, though. He's going to find 2, but Zark is there for the trade. B is open here for Florida to take advantage of here. Going to be 2 players on, and man, they're getting gifted a spawn there too. As you saw, Super Rare just spawned up over right towards that ice cream, so they're going to quickly stack this one upward to Gyms, and they're going to try to get this one done and dusted. But a quick late push from Cleveland proves to put this one in its tracks, and now Super Rare are going to try to do their best to recover the efforts, but it is for naught. They are not able to get it done. 30 seconds on the clock. Florida have to win these next 2 gunfights.
They do, and it is going to be really hard. Again, now Cleveland can post up on these headies and make it really, really tough to move up this B street. This is what I was talking about with this map control. Obviously, easier on the defensive side, which they start with, but not the ideal start. If you are Florida, only get the 2 ticks. Looking to get back into this play to get the next one is Z's is going to be taken down. So they should be able to get to the C point now, as all those Cleveland players did spawn back gas. So if you're Florida, They're able to get this B point. Only 7 lives left, though. If you want to get this A.
Yeah, I was going to say these lives are completely done and dusted. I mean, it's 16-6 in favor of Cleveland. But you know what? You did the good thing. If you're Florida, you got B. You got your 3 ticks. This is okay. Like, even if you called it early, there was still a possibility that A wasn't going to get any ticks captured. So this is not a totally lost round there for Florida. I mean, it sucks that it went this way, but it could have gone a lot worse. They're going to try to make one scramble at it, but it is just not going to happen. Cleveland are going to take this early round, and they're going to try to capitalize on it on their attack coming up next here. They just got to finish one off. Couple players left over towards the back. Zark not going down without a fight, though. Going to cause a ruckus over towards the gas. Excuse me. Couple players remaining here. 60 on the clock, and German just does not want to go down. Now finally does, and so does the rest of that Florida team. Cleveland, good start here. Made it real hard for Florida to get that B site there.
Well, as you said, I think from the standpoint of Florida, you're happy that you got that second tick, or the third tick, excuse me. The problem is you also have a cruise missile on the side of Cleveland after that round, and, you know, obviously they're going to look to get their, you know, 3 ticks at B and see what they can get at A. So not the worst position for Florida, but you're also probably looking for a better round than what they had. We know how hard it is to capture points here on this A, or on this map, excuse me. This Cleveland is going to quickly go over to A. Germ nades himself, and Honor gets one as well. This is not good for Florida. Oh, super rare, though. 2 in the feed.
Super rare starting to pick it up a little bit. Sitting at 5 and 6, but Cleveland has a hole inside of A site, but it's going to fall super rare. Drop. Florida are attempting to follow suit here. Killimani in a bit of a whack-a-mole battle over towards that courier. Was able to finally get that kill. And now over to B we go here for Cleveland. Man, they're getting gifted this one here too. So look for Dark here is going to be the main point of entry here for Florida. One player going to actually head in through DVD side. Going to try to find that initial kill. Does so. The rest of Florida coming in from that blue side at P5. A player towards the back gets picked up though. This is great stuff here out of Cleveland. They are going to get B fairly quick here, and they're going to be up at least a life here. So now a little less than 2 minutes to work with as they set their sights onto A.
Actually, I was hoping that one of their players would be able to push it out after they got that 4 down to apply that pressure, but they allow Florida to get back into this play, and it is going to be Germ on this broken side finding these kills. So while they get that B point, it's not too much, not able to really progress themselves up the map. Is actually going to be player number 6 and Hawk. Gets himself into a nice position. Got away from the reinforcements, but not all bad here for Cleveland. If they can find these kills, they're going to put the pressure on over toward Florida, which is exactly what they're doing.
So what they're doing indeed, Cleveland. Going to have an opportunity at this here. They're going to hop on. The rest of Florida going to try to do their best to make sure a tick does not come through. Players are falling, though. And now here comes the wrap here. It's going to be Honor instead of 8 point by themselves here. But Florida doing the wrong thing. They're going in 1 by 1, but they do finally get that kill onto Honor. Quick turn there from Super Rare onto Civil, making sure that Cleveland stays down. Tick is going to be cleared here for A. So another reset here as Cleveland try to find their way in, but they are spawning deep on that B side, and they only have about 60 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is a point if you're Cleveland where maybe trying to get somebody into their back lines to just cause a ruckus, allow your teammates to get up the map is what they want to do. That's going to be an Honor. But they are very wise to that is Florida. They take him down right away and back to the drawing board. Probably have one more really good push at this if you are Cleveland. Got to find the kills, and not going to happen. Killy from that mid tank, finding one. Going to watch this DVD push as well and finds that kill as well. So as good as the round started here for Cleveland, it is going to be Florida bouncing back, and it's going to be 3-3 in the tick. So, you know, at some point we'll have to see if a team can get something over at A, but for right now, a stalemate as both teams looking for that round 5 defense.
Zark almost had a streak there, was on a 5, but ended up falling at the last second. So would have been nice to have that in their back pocket, but regardless, we are essentially even as ticks are tied after this round. And this is why I said, I mean, that first attack round for Florida wasn't the most catastrophic thing. I mean, I know it was hard, but they did end up getting that B site, so it just didn't matter. And look what happened. Cleveland got the B site early, but they still couldn't capitalize. So now we're in an even game now.
And you stabilized over that opening break too, because Cleveland had 3 down, and you were like, okay, they might be able to get a tick over to A. But, you know, since they didn't, you're right. Getting that you know, the B zone captured last time for Florida is big. You're essentially tied up. Kills are roughly the same as well. So we'll see what breaks these two teams in these coming rounds. Once again, Florida going to try to hit the A side off the rip, but the car bomb coming in for Cleveland right away, already diverting their attention over to that B zone, trying to stay out of that spawn trap.
So finds 3 off the rip there, alongside Honor. So B site coming in. I think Florida gonna try to rely back on the fundamentals here and try not to reinvent the wheel. So they're gonna hit this B site. They're gonna stack it up, and I think Cleveland are mostly okay game realistic. They're gonna try to take a couple of swings out of here. Civil does end up finding one, and here comes Hawk over on the backside. Gets one for free. Germ with the trade though. It's going in, about to be a third, but the cruise missile from above finds a TK as well. But Zark is going to be the one there trying to grab this B point, and they do so right in the nick of time. Honor was coming in from dark side, so B secured fairly quickly here for Florida, much better than the previous attacking rounds. So now over to A we go.
Cleveland with their early lives advantage. I was actually expecting that cruise to come in a little bit earlier because they had kind of spread the map and they're like, okay, we're giving Florida this time. I thought right away that was going to be popped, but it takes a few seconds to come down. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow them to save that B zone, but what it does do is set up the spawn trap as Hawk is playing his life in the most annoying way, getting the help as well, and still staying up. And this live disparity right now is very, very large. So while you give up that B zone, if you are Cleveland, you're doing a really good job on the kills front. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they line up for Ziz. 3 dead with the MCW straight line. And it is just continuing to be trouble here for Florida. I mean, Cleveland are just lighting them up right now. 10 lives for Florida, and there's still 60 seconds to go. So you really only have about 2 hits with Florida. So Florida just has to play perfect to get this one through. They're going to start to push down the street. Zark does find one. Kilimani there with a quick trade, but an opening in the street might allow Florida at least a sniff of an opportunity to break into this A site, but now Super Rare finds himself alone, but they're gonna hop on in. Civil gonna try to make the play here. Does Super Rare read it? No. Honor is gonna pick up from that fire Humvee, go back in a small room, swinging for the fences, but Germ is gonna be there with the Renetti to pick it up. 19-7 on the life counter. This is looking over here for Florida.
No,
probably won't have post, but wait a minute. 3 down on the kill feed. 30 seconds to go. Honor sees it though in a great position, but the stun grenade might cost them the angle. Kilimani is gonna go the wrong way, and it's gonna get found out. So now 18 seconds, no lives remaining. Cleveland are just gonna push on and end it right here.
There was a chance there. I mean, Cleveland went down. They were not getting the kills. Florida actually had great map pressure there, which I was thinking, okay, they might have a chance to hop on this point. It was a great job by Honor to stay up and get the kills, though. The round will end there. Honor just going to lay down. But, man, there was a chance there for Florida. I was looking at the map. I was like, they have so much pressure. They essentially had all 4 players near that fire Humvee. If they could have just found that kill in the Honor, they'd probably have that round, to be honest with you. But, in the end, not going to happen. The one silver lining, by the way, for Florida in that one is, I believe Z's was 1 off a cruise again, and he got killed. So, not a great round, especially in the kills department, but at least you stopped that.
I also have no idea why that Florida player ran to that opposite end, by the way. I'm trying to figure that one out. I feel like you're able to run over on the kind of close side over by the straight. You might have an opportunity to get a tick there, but evidently didn't work out. So over to B we go here for Cleveland. They're going to find that first blood, and they're going to find that first tick right off the rip over onto B. They're just going to hold it down, and this should be, barring an absolute miracle round. Never mind. I was going to say, coming in from Florida, they're down by like, 16 or something kills, something along those lines. So Cleveland get the 3 ticks, though. They should have defense unless Florida absolutely unless Zark keeps doing this, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that was the right play from Cleveland. You want to go over to B and just capture that because 6 would be tied, and you know you have the life advantage. Now, Florida bounces back, and they're finding all these kills. You don't have that B capture. It is going to be Silva, though, slipping over toward A. So now you got to worry about him if you are Florida. And all you're doing if you are Civil is trying to get your team out of that spawn trap, get over to that B site, but it's not happening. Kilimani running out of ammo, gets taken down, but I mean, they are still in the trap. This is not over right now. Florida can bring this back.
Yeah, they absolutely can. This is looking real tough here for Cleveland, but finally they kill the super rare. Finally gives them an opportunity to get onto this B-site. Zark can't quite finish the kill onto that P2 tank. Has 2 players to deal with, and Civil doing the right thing, just going for the chase. Renetti out, finds the kill, so Cleveland gonna hop on in. They should get this third tick. Should be defense, barring Florida just absolutely pasting them to the wall with kills coming into the rest of this. So Cleveland still have a lot to work with here, about 1:20 to go over to the A site, but Cleveland should have defense if we go to the next round.
You would think. It does look like they do have the advantage with that. But, I mean, there is still time. Florida has to get these kills. And now after Cleveland, like, you play this as passive as you can and maybe not throw lives at them because you want to, you know, get that defense. Like, player number 7 is kind of sitting over there, and I'm thinking maybe that's what they're playing for. Super Rare doesn't care, though. Finding one, but I'm just wondering maybe if you kind of put the brakes on here for Cleveland.
At the same time, the ticks don't matter, so you can kind of let them come to you and just almost, like, Venus flytrap inside of the point if you really want to. Just don't let them get it. But 40 seconds on the clock, not a lot of time to work with here. German's going to find an opening on Dark, trying to find Hawk. Can't do it. Hawk's on a 5. Might be good to get a streak here before we go into this next round. And it looks like he might just that, but Killamani finds him out. Great play to keep the streak.
Oh, that's what
from
it was.
Coming in. 24 seconds. Cleveland trying to find one more hole here to make this push, but Renetti out for Killamani. Gonna find that kill. 17. Killamani with a follow-up as well. So we should be going to a round 5 here. Hawk gonna try to make one final play. Super Rare is there for the kill. It should be a Cleveland defense here, barring our producer giving us completely wrong info.
No, well, I thought the one player for Cleveland was like, all right, let's just not play this time and just get this defense, but evidently that was not the case. He lags out. Cleveland will have defense, though, for this round 5. Even with that player lagging out, they still have the kill advantage. 6 were tied. So off the restart, they should be the team that gets that defense round 5. New people in the chat, definitely check out the Discord. And here we go. Loading into this one.
Reminder for everybody that it is 2-2, so ignore the scoreboard at the top. Everything else is in effect here, so it is going to be whoever wins this round will take the map here on Invasion Control. First blood going the way of Florida, and they're doing the right thing, going with the default setup, going to go for B, and they're actually going to get it quickly here, but Cleveland got to come in through the back. Super Rare had a feeling on his neck that they were coming in towards the back. They were, and they are going to get found out here. Ziz going to try to make the most of it, trying to find Zark, can't do it. B is grabbed, and now over 2 minutes to work with here for Florida.
And they did what they had to do. Couldn't go A off the rip with those trophies. They get B quickly, and now this is what you need to do if you're Florida. You need to get that gas control, make them spawn out, make them uncomfortable. This is exactly what they're doing. A fantastic start here for Florida. They have the life advantage, and they're just working this so patiently and perfectly. This is great from them.
Zark's able to get a streak as well. 6 off rip gets them a cruise missile. You couldn't ask for a better start, and there's still so much time on the board. Cleveland just trying to back up and clear out this gas side. Zark is just on a heater right now. 7-0 has that top sandbag covered. Killamani gonna try to make a play over through gas. Hawk trying to find a position, but Germ is there, and now the squeeze comes in. Here comes Germ coming in from the backside. Is gonna hop onto this A site. Civil finally clears out gas. Germ all alone, but damage is done.
Germ is on only one, as you said, on time though, so that he's not gonna be able to collect this pick, and all that fantastic work is for naught. You do have the life advantage and a pretty decent one at that with a lot of time, but unfortunately could not get anything over to that point. And after Florida kind of have to push the pace just a little bit. You want to kind of put that life risk for Cleveland into effect. Cleveland actually does a good job of getting it back to 5. A big opportunity there. They were being so methodical. Were they being maybe a little bit too methodical? Potentially, but they are back at it, trying to capture that A zone.
Yeah, they just can't find the kills at the moment. Cleveland have finally found their stuff. They planted their feet and got stuck in here, but Zark gonna line them up, but actually get a teammate in the process as well. So Zark gonna try to make a play, looking for honor season inside that old P1 side. Renetti out, finds Civil, has to find the other. That's 3. That is just such a good play coming in from Florida. They have an opening, but they gotta take it quickly here before the rest of Cleveland spawns back in. They are getting close enough spawns. Here comes Florida, though. They have hopped into the point. They are trying to make this play happen. 2 on the point, make it 3 on the point. Cleveland trying to find nobody, but a big kill on a Killamani prevents them from hopping on into the fireside. Missile comes down from above. That's 2 ticks on the A, trying to find Hawk, the last soldier, and they just cannot get there in time, and the Florida Puppeteers bring it back, and they win this one 3-2.
They played that absolutely exceptional there on that offense, on that round 5, getting that B point so early, and then free behind them, which is going to be very hard to do. They do get good side spawns here for this Karachi hardpoint. Let's see what they can do with it, as back against the wall here for Cleveland.
Here we go. Have to win 2 straight to take the series. Florida just looking to keep the momentum going. First blood goes in the favor of Cleveland, but Florida are on time first. Keep an eye on that rotation over towards P2. Cleveland currently have the spawns and currently have the kill feed as well. Good couple of kills there, but Germ, another 2-piece. I think Germ has had the most 2-pieces in this entire series so far. I swear, Germ has just been lining them up and just putting them down just so quickly. It's actually quite insane what they're able to do. But now look over towards P2 as Cleveland should get the rest of this scrap time. Florida just trying to find the right hole to hop on into here as they're moving over to next.
And it is going to be Cleveland first there, but it's only Honor, and he goes down. So this rotation is actually going to go to Florida. You have to account for Hawk, though. What kind of time does he get as Zark going to try to stop these players on the hop-up? Hawk gets dealt with. Zark finding 2 as well. The rotation is won by Florida. Honor going to go down as well. That's a clean 4 dead. And this is a setup here for Florida. They can push themselves out if they want. As you know, all these players are going to be spawning on that P3 side over by jump.
Good stuff here from Florida. Getting good kills on that rotation. We're seeing a lot of the same themes we saw in that first hard point where maybe Cleveland had the rotation battle, but Florida had the numbers to go in a nice break and get this time and be the ones dominating instead. They're already up about 40 and probably will be up about a full 60 here before we go on over to P3, which, by the way, Cleveland already trying to make their way there at the moment. But will they be able to get there in time? No, they are still not pushed all the way through. So now Florida in a great position to just double back and make a play. But I think Cleveland are picking up on this. So the fight over at Junk will commence. Sybil going to be the first one there. But Killimani going to line up 2 and put him to bed right away. So now control once again here for Florida. Cleveland spawning on that old side.
Oh, man, that is tough for Cleveland because I thought Florida made a mistake with those 2 players not doubling back and locking down that rotation. They go down, but then they both get blessed with a junk spawn because one of their players are pushing through. And then Cleveland goes down and they spawn all the way out at old. That is absolutely crushing. If you're Cleveland, after the map you just had, this is not the start you wanted because you know the comms, they're probably a little bit down right now. They do get in, and they need to hold some of this time. It has not been a good start for them. Super Rare getting back into that form he has had on hardpoint and doing well in only 15 seconds trying to so far through 3 hills for Cleveland.
They do finally get that scrap time there, so a nice 20 seconds to at least keep it as close as it possibly can be. So looking at about a 50-point difference between Florida and Cleveland right now. Florida ever so close to triple digits here. Now we go over to P4, and for Florida, again, white time is going to be good time for them. They're going to want to at least get some time, but if they don't, keeping it white and making sure Cleveland stays out of it is going to be good for them before they chain it over to P5. Florida have an opportunity here. They're going to be getting the spawns behind the white truck, so they're going to get some of this initial time. Cleveland going to try to work their way through market. 100 points here for Florida to kick this off as Hawk tries to find his first kill. Does. Trying to find a second. Can't do it. Super Rare's up top, but Sis is there for a follow-up as well as Civil. Super Rare just trying to play their life, but a good 20 seconds whereabouts not there for Florida on this P4.
And they started getting those back as well. It was a great play off the rip from Killy to get that player all the way in the back for Cleveland. Back way truck to start this hill, and it's allowed them to continue to get this time. Meanwhile, this is going to garner the rotation here for Cleveland over towards New, but only 2 players over there in Florida. You can see already trying to group up and get this push in. If they can break this, this would be huge for them. Z's is in a tough spot. He gets taken out. Zark takes out Civil as well. So the rotation actually going to go the way of Florida once this hill pops. This is a hill that we know you can get a good chunk of time on, and this could really be a nail in the coffin early here for the side of Florida.
Nice rotation here from Florida, and they are set up. Killimani has the Renetti and is just not going to win again. MCW, you're almost never going to win, but the range was least respectable. So Civil has an opening here. Hawk just trying to find any sign of life. Can't find it. German's going to be in the credit corner with that kill. Now Civil makes the play. Zark trying to follow up. Looking up top on the snap onto Ziz. Going to get taken out there. You know, if a certain GA wasn't in, Ziz might have won that gunfight, but unfortunately, it is in. So you're going to lose that. Zark going to try to make a plan to honor. Zark not going to get into cover here. Killimani going to be on the first tower, just trying to keep an overwatch there. but the kills are just still going Florida's way. They have about 100-point lead. This is looking absolutely terrible for Cleveland at the moment.
And you got a streak on the side of Florida as well. Not looking good here for them. As I mean, they just could not get in. They could not assemble a push to break that P5, and it is not looking good. Super rare.
Damn.
Dude, this guy might be the greatest hardpoint player of all time. It's actually insane. But we move back over to P1, and Cleveland kind of shocked right now. I think they are absolutely going through it.
Yeah, I would say shell-shocked even. I think they have absolutely no idea what has happened to them, but obviously a lot of hardpoint work needs to be done into the next few matches for Dead. Florida continuing to pick up the time. Germ is now just going to play around, basically, get in their spawn, cause some trouble. There's one, knows there's a player on the satellite. I mean, the funny thing is Cleveland might actually get a good chance of P2 here because they're going to get close enough spawns, but Super Rare is going to be posted up there. But Florida at the 200 mark, they are trying to call series.
They do get the break, though, and if you're Cleveland, a team has never needed a full 60 as bad as they do right now. I mean, if you want to have any chance to get back into this, you need the full 60. Germ coming from the back, and they just leave it open. He finds one, does get traded out. But what can they do? Only 59 points on the board right now, 59 seconds. We'll see if they can get some time here, but already, I mean, you're seeing 3 down and those players spawning out, so they're not really able to get in the position. This will allow Florida to move off the map.
I gotta say, for Cleveland, this might be a little bit mean, I'm sorry, but I've never seen a team with 4 Neslos on it. Like, that's kind of insane when you think about it here. I mean, the control, search, and destroy seems to be there, but the hard point just can't seem to get it done. Florida have the rotation. They have gotten the break. They're holding on. Super Rare is continuing to fry. Zark is posted up on the dumps. There is just no lane that doesn't have bullets down it. And Florida are just feeling themselves right now. They are just going to put this one to bed. And it's going to be Florida with a 100-point club. Cleveland trying to make one last go at it. And they're going to hop off time, actually. The Super Rare just wants the kills. They are just playing the kills now. They're not going to put this one away. Maybe Germ will. Should get the tick. 250 to 64. And Florida wins this series 3-1.
I had a feeling after that map 3 loss for Cleveland that they were going to be absolutely stunned, and they needed that one. I felt like hardpoint-wise, Florida did have the advantage, and once again, I mean, they have come to play.